Hello Dorothy, it's Angie from Tallowood Real Estate. Take 3 at this video because people keep coming in, so I've locked the door now of the office. Okay, so just a little presentation here for you. As I mentioned, I'd be sending through to you. Okay, here we go. This is a PowerPoint presentation of just selling in general, listing your property. I know you're experienced in this, so I'll just briefly run through it and you can read it at your own leisure. Selecting agents. This is us. That's me. That's Tilly, my puppy dog. She comes to work with me every day. I call her my little happiness generator. And that's lovely Mel, who works with us in administration and business management. Here are a couple of testimonials that I've received from recent sales, from some happy vendors, I'm very glad to say. So advertising. Now, we've got you on your property on a brochure, which we keep outside the office for people to take. Photos, we do need to improve upon the photos, but as soon as we get some good weather, as I mentioned, a friend of Mel's who lives out at Coomber Park has a really beaut camera and she's going to take some for us. Brochure and a floor plan. Well, floor plan doesn't apply in this case, but we've got a brochure for your property as well, which is in the window and in our book. Internet advertising. Our webpage, domain, realestate.com, all homes, and Facebook. Facebook's really good. For a relatively small amount of money, the increase in traffic, the views that you get on a property really increase quite dramatically. And I can tell you a little bit more about that. But so you're on our Facebook page as well. Now, so domain, that I offer for free because I pay a monthly subscription and I can put as many properties on as I want to. And domain automatically goes on to All Homes, which is a Canberra-based site. And of course, you're on our website. And well, we're getting all of this together now. Realestate.com.au, that would be it's $398 for properties in Coomber Park. I pay a subscription for that every month too, but I still have to pay for each individual listing that comes on. So we could get you onto that if you wanted to, but if you wanted just to hold off spending some money for the moment, we can just see how you run on Domain and the other platforms in the meantime. There is a fair bit of overlap between realestate.com.au and Domain, but it's not complete overlap. Therefore, we certainly do miss out on a significant proportion of people who may be interested. But we can talk about that. You've got 2 signs up there now. Very important, as historically 25% of our sales inquiries come from signboards. The window display, wherein, as you know, we discussed in Tallowood Real Estate opposite the Bellevue Hotel in Tuncurry. You can see there the reflection of the Bellevue Hotel. I remember you mentioned that you stayed there. Here's where we keep the property lists, as I told you, and also window displays. We get so much traffic coming past and looking into our window displays. It's phenomenal. It's really great. We're in the so-called Golden Mile of Tuncurry, which is where I only wanted to be, because if you're not right in the middle of it in real estate, you'll go out backwards pretty quickly, but we're doing very well, I'm happy to say. Open for inspections. Or we won't have set open for inspection times, of course, but I can meet people out there if they're interested, or they can come to the office, they can drive past. Selection of selling methods. My recommendation is to go with a stated asking price. We do have you on at POA at the moment, but that was just because I didn't have the information at hand in order to assess an estimated value, because we didn't know if you could build on the other block, etc. But now that we know that we can, I've been able to do that. Now, the importance of getting the price right. There are 3 scenarios. One, let me preface this by saying that we can see how many views your property has received on all of our different internet advertising platforms. So just say we had 300 people had clicked online and looked at your property. If we're not getting any phone calls, so no inspections, no offers, typically that means that we're about 10% or more over the market value. Once we find ourselves in the second scenario, if we're getting inspections and inquiries but no offers, typically we're 5 to 10% over market value. We're too high. The market's saying no to us. Then the third scenario, which is obviously the best case scenario, is to have the right price. Then we'll get inspections and we'll get offers. So each scenario has something to tell us. So by this, I'm saying that throughout the campaign we can monitor where we sit in between these three scenarios, and we can act accordingly. Pick a time or pick a price. So just say the market value of a property was $560. If you put on at $530, of course it might take 24 hours, and $550, 24 days, and so on. So set a starting price high enough to protect the property's value, but still appealing to attract the best buyers. So we need to get the price right quickly, and as I said, once the campaign's fully running, I'll monitor that and I'll give you feedback on that frequently so that you know exactly what's going on. Advantages of proper pricing, of course, faster sale, less inconvenience, increased salesperson response. I don't know what that means because I'll always give an increased response. I don't know why I've got that there. Means more money to sellers, better response from advertising, etc. So in short, the opinion of the market may not always be kind, but it's never wrong. Obviously, the buyers dictate the value of any item, really, as opposed to the vendor. Okay, so now, so we've got, that's just a little bit more there for you to read if you like. That's I've got your listing now, so that probably doesn't apply too much at this stage. Now, okay, so I've done up a comparative market report. This shows you what properties have sold in recent times and what's currently on the market of comparable properties, well, as comparable as we can find. So I don't want to make you dizzy by scrolling through this. Here's your property, of course. Sold properties. So 13 Coombe Road just sold in March for $100,000. 18 Coombe Road, 110, and 165 Maroubra at 335. So then we go over and we look at the characteristics of these properties. Okay, well, obviously, Coombe Road, this block is a lot smaller than yours, as is 18 Coombe Road, but they're right on the water. And of course, you'll always pay a premium for being right on the water. And there's nothing really of the same size as your property that sold recently, but we've got 165 Maroubra here. That's 3.86 hectares. Yours is 0.3, so effectively 10 times the size. And that achieved 335. It's got a little shed on it, so that's why it says that there. Okay, so like from that we can say, well, you're going to sit somewhere in between all of those values. Now on the market, obviously asking price is very different from achieved price, but we can still get a bit of a guide from that. 99 for 605 square metres, 109 here. This is on the market. They're asking 109. They've just listed this in February, and that's 1,018 square metres, whereas of course yours is 3,061. So we'd start higher than that, of course, because your property is 3 times as large as that. And 263 Baronier, 2.63 hectares, asking 360 to 390. I think they'll be lucky to get that, but you never know. Good luck to them. So based on that, I estimate that your property is in the value of 136 to 165. I'm actually inclined to think that we always give a range, but I am personally inclined to think it's on the higher end. So I can't see any justification for going to the 180s, but the 165, so add $50,000 for the bigger space, Of course, there's the detraction of the road. So, and I'm comparing it to the properties now that just sold on Coombe Road. So, Dorothy, my recommended listing price is $165,000. I hope that you're happy with that. As I said, all of this information will be included in the email. And once you've had a time to have a look over it all and gather your thoughts, if you'd like to call me, that would be great. And we can discuss if you're happy to proceed as such and take it from there. Thank you for your time, Dorothy. I hope I haven't waffled on too long. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Oh, one thing I've got to mention. Would you believe I went to council today, and David has he had a family problem, so he couldn't come into work today. But they didn't even call me to let me know before the appointment that he wasn't going to be there. It's getting to see him is like trying to make an appointment with the Queen. Anyway, I'll try again tomorrow. I don't know when he's going to be back, but I'm not too concerned about that at this stage, because all we're really finding out from him is what we can do with the road to put the mounds there. So we do have the information that we need in order to put a price on it and to get things going. We know we can build on that lower block. So as soon as I have had a chance to speak to His Highness, I will let you know. Okay, thank you for your time again, Dorothy. All the very best. Bye-bye.